As a lot of you know, I've been Let's Playing Paper Mario for a few months now, and I figured now was a good time to review it. Paper Mario is the second time Mario has decided to jump into the RPG arena. The first was the SNES game aptly named Super Mario RPG. That one was more of a traditional layout. As this time around the whole world Mario was inhabiting is more like a storybook. Mario is just made of paper, hence the name Paper Mario. However, it's not just him, but everyone around him as well. This one was the very first of the Paper Mario series of RPGs. I know the most famous one is the Thousand Year Door version for the GameCube, and I get why it was so popular. It used the paper gimmick to its fullest, unlike this game where it really wasn't used at all. It was more of a way of telling a story in a clever way. Now this story starts out with Peach's whole castle being lifted out of the sky and Bowser using the power of the Star Rod to make himself invulnerable. He throws Mario out of his castle and he falls to his death. Or should I say near death. If he had died, it would have been a pretty short game. The Star Spirits realized that their only hope would be the most fit and agile hero the Mushroom Kingdom ever had. But unfortunately, they just couldn't find Luigi, so they settled for his fatter brother and saved Mario's life. So Mario has to go from location to location, freeing the Star Spirit so he can use their power to stop Bowser and save Peach, and return the Star Rod back to Kirby. I mean, Starhaven. Yeah, Starhaven. I mean, there's got to be more than one Star Rod out there, right? Why not? Maybe Kirby is in the Starhaven. Let's go with that. I know the story sounds awfully simple, but what do you expect from a Mario storyline? The game is separated into chapters, like a book, and each chapter has Mario rescuing a star. I really like the variety of gameplay in each chapter. The graphics look pretty good for the time. They did a good job of making the world he had to adventure through different and unique. Mario has three kinds of power-ups: health, flower, and badge points. What I liked was that you could decide where you're going to power him up, so you can really tweak the character for your personal preferences. Health points are fairly obvious. It's the amount of hits he could take before he's dead. Flower points are used for him and his teammates' special attacks. And badge points are used to turn on and off more special attacks and defensive moves for your character. The combat is turn-based, but it's also a bit of an action game, as you can see the enemies so you can get a jump on them and get a first attack advantage. However, if they get the drop on you, they also get the advantage against you. When you get into combat, it's pretty straightforward. You and another teammate fight it out against the bad guys. You have to adjust your attack strategy if it's a flying or ground enemy. Also, some bad guys need different kinds of strategies when fighting them because of their defenses. Your other playable character can only take one hit before they're out for a couple turns. So you're going to need to be wary of any attack that might hurt your other teammate, because you're going to need their help to survive the battles they have you go up against. What I liked was the interactivity in the battles. What I mean is that when you are doing an attack on an enemy, if you time it just right, you can get an extra hit on the enemy. But that of course means you have to have good timing, which if you've seen my Let's Plays, you know I don't. To level up Mario, you have to collect 100 stars. Now you might be asking, how do you do that? Well, each time you defeat an enemy, they give you a certain amount of stars. When you level up, you can choose between health, flower, or badge points. Unlike the previous title, Super Mario RPG, this was more of a lighthearted adventure. I'm not saying that Super Mario RPG was like gritty and realistic, but this one really made more fun of itself. But that's not to say it's child's play, as I would say the difficulty level is about average. The enemies were never that hard, but it did get a bit frustrating that they limited you to 10 items without any stacking options. So you really needed to only bring with you the essentials, or you wouldn't have enough healing mushrooms to survive a really hard battle. Paper Mario for the Virtual Console was fun. Sure, it wasn't as great as the next one in the series, but it was definitely an improvement over the first one. It brought back a sense of fun to the series, and it never took itself too seriously. At only 1,000 Wii points, if you're a fan of any of the Paper Mario games, or if you just like a good, fun RPG, then you should download it now.